Welcome in, welcome, and happy Tuesday! Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. Oh, hold on. I thought I had this properly set up, but apparently I needed to adjust things still. But anyway, it happens. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Megarock, Dark Danny, Ray Jared, Grima, Squid James, Gabriel, Metal Spider. Welcome in, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well today. Holy cow, Metal Spider. 95 stream streak. Holy moly. That's insane.
I hate to disappoint you, but it seems you've failed to ensnare the genuine article.
Oh, goodness gracious. Did you lose your lawyer? I forgot to put my badge on. You're right. How did I forget that? Whoops. Not that. This. I need to put my lawyer badge on. Otherwise, I can't be in court. I can't be in court today if I don't have my badge, you know? There we go. There we go. Now I have my badge. All good. All good. Oops, gotta take the bar exam again? Nah, I ain't doing that. Enough exams, goodness gracious. Ugh. I wanted to do a metal pipe falling, but my lawyer advised me not to. I mean, you gotta listen to your lawyer. You gotta listen to your lawyer. Crisis avoided. Yes. Anyway, how are y'all doing on this Tuesday? Whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Hope y'all are having a good day so far. Ah! Now, what did I say about listening to your lawyer? What did I say about listening to your lawyer, Silver? You know, maybe just a little bit. Grima, congrats on that 95 stream streak. Congratulations. Ah, goodness me. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. I'm a minor. I don't have a lawyer. Please don't talk about your age in chat, please. Even if it's not a specific number, please don't talk about your age in chat, please. Yes, Silver lied. I guess so. I guess so. It is what it is. And now they're laughing about it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Ugh. What a day. It has been a morning for me so far. How about y'all? How's your Tuesday been? Oh, goodness me. Ugh, what the heck? This only happens when I'm starting to stream, I swear. No, Dark, I did not. I'm surprised you even found that in the midst of all of my videos. That was insane. Okay? Doing better after my 8-hour stint at the ER for cysts? Oh no! I won't say anything more other than problem solved. Okay, I'm glad the problem is solved. I hope, like, fast recovery for your sister, you know? Hope that I'm glad that everything is okay. But still, prayers and thoughts. How would you react if Crunchyroll called you to dub a character for any anime? If they called an amateur like me to dub a character, even if it's like a background character, I would be... to say I would be flattered and shocked, and that would be an understatement. You know, that kind of thing. That doesn't just happen. I mean, and if it does, it's very rare. So if something like that ever happened, I would be very shocked. Hey, she's hanging in there. Got her some OJ and coffee. That's good. Glad to hear that, Megarot. Glad to hear that. Just started playing Undertale again this morning, and I met Alphys and MTT. Have the Temi armor and a special healing item. Nice. Here's the gift I tried to give you the last time. What do you mean, CD? What do you mean? Right. A gift. Oh, wow. It's a beautiful present. Thank you.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Why did you have to combine it with the latent praise? What is this? What was the... You're welcome. Thank you, CD. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was fantastic. That was fantastic, you guys. Alrighty, hold on. Chaos, 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 indeed. Hello, Marsh, welcome in. Alrighty, hold on, let me get this game loaded up here so that I can get started on... There we go, and then we can go full screen. Alright. Alright, and here we are. Kitsi, it's a beautiful life. I was reminiscing an old fan art, and hoo boy, I made a lot of it. Oh, yeah, I saw what the one you were first posted in artwork there, Marsh. Hi, DBC! Welcome in. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started, though. We have a long journey ahead of us, still. It is time to continue. It is time to bring Miss AA, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Hope y'all are ready, because this is about... Grab your popcorn buckets, grab everything, because this is gonna be a wild ride. If you didn't expect a wild ride already. Thank you! I appreciate the vote of confidence. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Alright. March 22nd. Whoa, that's actually really close to today's date. Today's what, the 19th? The 22nd is only 4 days away. Wow. What a coinky-dink. March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way. Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your Hakama. Guess she was the one who came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she's the real killer. She was the one who words. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about?
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate. Yes, there is much to learn.
I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. You'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude?
Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, correct?
Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live.
Oh yeah. Just as a note, this does get into some pretty dark topics. This case does get into dark topics. If you are uncomfortable with any of these topics, please leave for your own comfort's sake. Alright? Just a little, not trigger warning. Well, kind of a trigger warning, but also kind of an announcement there. You have been warned.
Yeah, exactly, because this scene. Right here. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder.
Alright, bye, Squid James. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay sharp.
Yeah, look away, children, please. Hold on, let me, I'm gonna make a,
Oh, no, you got it? Okay, thanks, Grima. Thanks, Grima.
is Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. All to get the suicide note back.
That sounds plausible.
But one thing bothers me. What?
Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impact's.
It was Edgeworth.
Uh-huh. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Oh boy. Oh boy!
Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by the court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room.
Thank you! Thank you, Grima, for doing that.
What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ongard.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes, sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. And I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was like a fry and bake matter. Or was that bake and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
But I didn't kill him.
No one is accusing you of that.
I think there's someone who would beg to differ.
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well, then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. All
Alright. Our first testimony. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Mac from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Why are y'all comparing her to Samus? Goodness gracious. Arya must be overjoyed that her boy Edgeworth is back. If you saw the last stream, then yes, you know that.
You poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
Yes, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing.
Disrupt her pacing?
She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Alright, got it, Mia. Boy. Let's see. Alright, bye, Ninja. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay sharp. She got similar looking hair. That's true. And the high-collared, shirt, I would say, yeah, which is blue. That does make sense.
You were in shock.
Yeah. Yeah, the Zero Suit, right? What? Was I not supposed to be?
Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see.
I'm curious, though. She said she felt that she was about to faint, so she poured herself a glass of juice. Interesting.
Juice.
Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate, speaking of drink. Thank you.
There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Thank you for the stretch. Tomato juice is awesome, by the way.
Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct?
Hey, Jaron, welcome in. It's not. We are having Adrian Andrews on trial. We're trying to see if she killed Juan Kurita to get our client innocent. However, because if we don't find our client innocent by the end of the day, bad thing will happen to poor Maya, who is now kidnapped. So, And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
What was she starting to say just now?
What was she starting to say? We need to find out.
Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I.
Oh! Edgeworth didn't know either.
I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime scene photo? This mess of glass shards?
It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Which would explain the water on the guitar case, right? Or does it? Knocking the flower vase over would explain the water on the guitar case, right? Or does it?
Objection!
Or does it?
You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct?
Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there some problem with what I said?
It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the water case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. Ooh! That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not
Hello there.
outside of the case.
Hello there, Deck. Welcome in.
Objection!
Ha ha ha! What is your point, White? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
Objection!
No, it's not. No worries, Deck.
No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
Objection!
But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case doesn't seem to have no relevance in this case, does it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Of course we need to make her testify. If we don't make her testify, the trial is over. And Maya's done for.
The empty guitar case. I believe that this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this. But it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along. For now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. Chevy, welcome in.
I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
Even you don't know, huh?
It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Oof, Edgeworth. Oof. Ooh. Big roast.
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Also, I'd like to mention how refreshing it is that Von Karma's not here and Nick's not getting whipped every so often just for doing his job.
Yeah, that is a nice change of pace, isn't it? I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry! Sorry! Thank you for the raid! Holy cow!
Incoming
Welcome
raid from Zuri with
raiders.
1 viewers. Welcome.
Welcome in, Zuri! Welcome in! How are you? How are you doing? How is the cyborg doing today? What were you up to? Welcome in! You were streaming art? What were you drawing? What were you making? I'm curious to know. If you do not know who Zuri is a cyborg PNG tuber. Go check him out. He does some amazing artwork. And he's played some very fun games like Super Mario RPG and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Go check him out if you haven't already. Go do that. Go support him. He's awesome. How was your stream, Zuri? Hope everything went well. Let's see. Right, the guitar case.
Objection!
Guitar case.
There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Elementary, my dear Watson. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim.
Ah! Doing good. I was chilling and doing art. How are you and how's Ace Attorney going? It's going fantastic. We have Miss Adrian Andrews on the witness stand at the moment. Because we need to get an acquittal by the end of today's trial. Otherwise, well, our dear friend Maya's in trouble. It's funny because RPGs are Arya's bread and butter. They are! JRPGs are my bread and butter, you guys. Okay, Sherlock Wright or Phoenix Holmes. Yes. Is this the first, second, or third? Second. This is the second game, Justice for All. Because there's Ace Attorney Justice for All, and Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. Ha ha ha! I don't think so! I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange. You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Uh-huh. Considering your fingerprints are on this wine glass, dear.
Take that!
I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass. You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass.
Ah!
Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case?
Oh yes, and magically a pair of glasses appears.
Order! Order! Order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
Huh? What do you mean?
I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here.
But it's just an empty case.
I wonder if it really was empty, though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar, was at the studio.
Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions.
Oh, my favorite theme! Here we go!
What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar.
You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. Though the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case... Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court toward an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided...
Not entirely true, Edgeworth.
No, Your Honor. Please, recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it was wide open in the photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case is some relation to the murder. If you are so sure, right, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing? You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar was...
Your Honor!
So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it, White? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Inflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet.
Gonna be lurking now as I have some chores to do? No worries, Ari! Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for that raid. I appreciate that. Enjoy your lurk. And good luck with the chores.
Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder?
What could have been inside the case? Remember how someone said they saw a duplicate nickel samurai? How strange was that? Let me find the... You want evidence? Here's your evidence. We're in a case right now, and the guitar was in a case. There any other proof you want? Here it is. Deflate Nick's head. He's not a balloon. Basically, Edgeworth's way of saying that he kind of is getting a big head.
This is a photograph. Yes, but what is important is what is in the picture, Your Honor. In this picture? It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I am proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What?
Ooh, yep. Like I said, remember what Old Bag said.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right. Are you saying the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to do something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this photo?
Aha!
Order! Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix.
Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Objection!
Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai costume would have been Mr. Matt Ongarden's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room, and inside the guitar case of all places? True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
It was a spare.
Mr. Ongar did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we're talking about was a spare one. What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that is what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside of the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose.
Oh! Hey, do y'all remember something about a press conference?
But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin' Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason for such a peculiar act? And therein lies the sticking point.
Objection!
What are you mumbling to yourself about? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? I can. Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you.
All right, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai's spare costume to the hotel was...
There was a press conference. Blah, blah, blah. Press conference.
Take that!
What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Onguard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can only mean one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. Ooh! He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference. But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I'm concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at the conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess so. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Onguard. Yes, I guess that is what that would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's a public disclosure. Miss Andrews.
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me?
Yes, just as you say. The press conference was set up by Juan.
Ooh! Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the Gem and Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What? Oh! And do you know what this secret of Mr. Onguard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Ah, I see.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all.
Protect Mr. Onguard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems.
I'm
Thank
thirsty.
you for the hydrate.
Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Have some water, you need it. Oh, yes. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course. The button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
That does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Looks like somehow everything has swung in the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down.
Time to turn everything around. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, huh? We call forth the power of brain cells, indeed. Alright. Curious.
You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then, what about the button?
Button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jam and Ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that it makes a very decisive evidence.
It looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Thank goodness Mia can still look at me.
With an icy stare, yes.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see. Where is the... Aha, there it is. Here we go. The autopsy report. Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. The killer ripped the button from the costume.
Objection!
This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation?
The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume. When? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. Ah! That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. Ha ha ha! Order! Order! Look! What is the meaning of this, right? So what if the button was torn off of the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose?
The tables must be made of strong type of wood because Nick keeps slamming his hands on the table a lot. Yeah, that's Phoenix for you.
We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with the button? What was it?
Pin the crime on guard.
There was only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There is no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right, Mr. On Guard was set up. By the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Fine. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard, is...
Who could it be? I wonder, who could it be?
Take that!
Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. You are Mr. Kurita's killer. What? Order! 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 Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews.
What?
How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then, what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he'd already been strangled. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you.
Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama?
This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there was no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
No,
Objection!
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend to leave any prints. If anyone had found out she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body.
Ah!
And to top it all off, there's this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Onguard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Sanders, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not?
Please.
I'm
Stop.
thirsty.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews.
I refuse to testify.
What was that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Ooh, thank you for the hydrate.
Well, yes. You are absolutely right, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony causes damage to themselves. What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Onguard's room.
Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. Von Karma.
That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things looked bad.
You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there is still one thing you haven't done.
Something I haven't done? What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? Ah. What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corita. So a motive. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corita?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, do you think? Don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
No! She's taking that defiant attitude again. But, Mia, what should we do?
Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then...
Hold it!
Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Oh boy.
We can't wait for this trial to go on to tomorrow.
Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
Objection!
Oh!
Let's go, Miles!
It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edward, what are you... It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually, there is one little thing I'm curious. Miss Andrews.
Thank you, Miles. Thank you. This is why you're my favorite character.
When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes. And? I can't help but think about how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual. But I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect.
Yes, he is smart. He is very smart.
Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Ezraworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know.
He's neither.
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in a massy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over.
Yes, he is the GOAT. He is the chess master.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
You see my reasoning now? You see my reasoning? Arya's simping. Come on. Edgeworth is my favorite character. So, I mean... it's just the way that he's written and the way that he's learned from like the past experiences with Phoenix. It's absolutely amazing. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. Really now? Really now?
Objection!
So, you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him?
No, not at all.
Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? What is the meaning of this?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There was a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. Well, you see,
I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then go nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is? Miss Andrews, your testimony just now was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clear. That you are the real killer. It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt Ongar, is not guilty after all.
But that's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan.
But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify.
And there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Ongar's innocence has clearly been demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last?
What's wrong, Phoenix?
Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. Now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ongar.
Objection!
Oh! Oh!
Edgeworth, what you thinking?
Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet?
Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt Ongar will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
What?
I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty.
What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francisca von Karma.
Huh?
Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives
I
on a
will
written
have
typewriter
order.
as the words of another.
because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. And right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt OnGuard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them. And what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get her not guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please, someone. Help me. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the one crying over there. Right? Come now. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Phoenix Wright?
Well, if there's something she's hiding from us, we need all the evidence. Force Andrews to testify.
I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding. But, Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. OnGuard would get an acquittal, but in his place you would be found guilty. Is this really how you want this trial to end?
Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me.
That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edward. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
You're wrong.
What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However, what is it, Mr. Edward? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify...
Hi, Kevix, welcome in.
It falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court.
Stop.
But, Mr. Edward! This witness, how should I put this?
Ooh, the tense music!
She has an illness.
What?
And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past.
Stop! Please stop!
No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here.
That's
the second part of the suicide note. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world.
Please stop! I beg you! If people find out, I'll...
If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Edward, how can you be so cold?
That's not really what he's trying to do here.
However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk. But please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a mad dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume.
Stab the body? With the knife? But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth.
The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man, I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again. Just like last time.
Last time? So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Carina, in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime.
What? How is that possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer?
Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination.
Oh boy.
But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you did not know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is a part of the Gem Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up, and went to pour the juice. Yeah, there's much more going on to this. Much more.
What is this plan?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan. He was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button.
The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife.
That was so you could get the knife, correct?
The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's body with the knife.
So you were the one who stabbed the victim with that knife?
It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So you thought to rip off one of the buttons off, and then plant it in Mr. Onguard's hocker.
Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Then you ran into Lotta outside your room, huh?
An inconvenience.
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
That's Miss Oldbag for you.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Water went down the wrong pipe. Ugh. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once.
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate. No worries, Maddie. Welcome in. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's biggest secret there.
And what is this secret?
That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real killer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Onguard's room and planted the button?
Into Matt's Hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it.
My word. What does all of this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Onguard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Francisca, huh?
No worries, Maddie. Hope that was going well. She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it's not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anyone. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial.
Objection!
Couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Redwood, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood. Prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Today's trial. It's over. I didn't win an acquittal.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth?
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it?
Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about it. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day.
The room? That day?
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there, right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
Yeah, I guess not. But it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Oh! Oh! Wait a minute! Edgeworth! Witness. That card. Give it to me. Hurry. Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you've stupidly yet inadvertently done? This. What? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time.
I didn't mean to.
What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? What does it mean?
To be continued. Dun 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 dun. Ooh boy. Ha 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 ha. We're not done yet.
Professor, it's all gone cuckoo loco!
It has all gone cuckoo loco, hasn't it? Alrighty. I'm gonna take my break real quick. Ah! Goodness gracious. I will take my break real quick, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We've still got a little bit further to go. BRB! I'm back. I return. Ba ba da ba 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 la la la. Oh boy!
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate. Alrighty. Are we ready to jump back into this and figure out what's really going on here? Because we've got some stuff to find out. Ooh boy. March 22nd. 5:20. Ah! Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. No, but here we go. March 22nd, 5:24 p.m. Right in Cole offices.
Missing Maya! Missing Maya!
Oh no, and Pearl's back! Oh gosh!
There, Pearls.
I can't take it anymore!
Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. He won't because Mr. OnGuard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up, we don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going.
You're right. Missing Maya is in much more pain than I am.
Yes, that's right. So... Hey, you guys! Glad I caught you, pal!
Mr. Scruffy Detective!
Hey, it's Gumshoe!
Oh boy. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book now. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now. And I came to talk to you, pal. But we're kind of busy right now.
Well, maybe he has some information or something, Nick? Maybe don't push him away entirely, you know?
So what are you going to do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So, do you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that! What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that'll prove Mr. OnGuard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. Got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things.
Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods?
I mean, I can't have instant noodles, but for people that can have instant noodles, the convenience of instant noodles is good, I guess?
That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself.
He said that? That's horrible.
Because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself. But I still get that there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would she want to? No. I mean almost need to frame Mr. OnGuard. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said at all.
No worries, Deck.
Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie, per se. Just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe.
Phoenix, that's not eating unhealthy, that's eating on a budget. I see. By the way, welcome in, Jade Man. Welcome in.
That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that.
Don't say that entirely, Pearl.
Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning?
Yeah, is she okay?
Miss Von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol, pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. She should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? What? Are you gonna visit her, pal? No. Well, I was kind of thinking about it.
Welcome back, Dark.
Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death, not being able to go to the trial today. So maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal.
Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick.
Pearl, don't say that! Pearl, don't say that! That's awful!
Now I'm definitely not going.
Perfectly understandable, Phoenix.
Let's see. The name of the hospital. Oh yeah, the Haughty Clinic. That name sends a chill down my spine.
Oh no, not the Haughty Clinic. Ah!
Well, guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi.
Oh dear. Let's go check on Let's go check on Matt as well. Oh. Yuck. Joshua, welcome in.
From what the guard told me, it sounds like along with Mr. On-Guard, Miss Andrews is also being detained here.
Then we should talk with them since we're here.
Yeah, but both of them are still in question.
And we don't have time to waste.
Yeah, visiting hours are almost over.
Oh, excuse me. Alright. Then let's go back to the office for now. Bum, bum. Goodness gracious. It's just absolutely insane. Hopefully we'll hear from this transmitter guy soon, right?
Never thought I'd ever come back to this place.
Ah! Hi, creepy man, you. Ugh. Shades, whoa. Shades, welcome in.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? Ah, hi. Wait a second. You're... yes, I'm Director Haughty. Oh, why are you still here? Yes. What is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes.
Director Haughty. Oh, no! Oopsie! Sorry, Edgeworth! Whoopsies! I'm sorry, Edgeworth! I didn't realize it was Edgeworth talking! I didn't realize it was Edgeworth talking! Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry! Oops! Whoops! Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, don't glare at me like that, Edgeworth. Please. No, I will not. I will fix it. Hold on, let me take a drink. Ah, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Ah.
Edgeworth.
Yes, I'm Director Haughty. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes. What is it?
Director. Francisca. How is Francisca Von Karma?
You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands.
As you see, I'm personally taking good care of her.
Yes. What? I hate I hate reading for this guy. Ugh.
Yes. And that scene, that surgery, it went well.
Well, at least the surgery went well, so that's good.
You have my gratitude. Looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. She looks so pitiful. Absolutely terrified.
Yes.
But I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. When I snuck upon Earl secretly, she would scream really loud. Yes.
Stop! Stop! Stop it!
I see.
Edgeworth, you have... stop!
Oh, but she's really cute, too. When I do that, she'd whip me with a whip, Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes. But I think I can get used to it.
Stop. Stop. Please. Just stop. Please. Oh!
Fuck no.
Hi, Francisca. Welcome back. Go back to your room.
You're so mean. So mean, my frisky Fresca. But that's good too. Okay. Yes, it's time for my IV drops. Yes.
And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I knew I shouldn't have come here.
Well,
Francisca,
he was trying to be nice. I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning.
but that would have been too much for you.
There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know.
Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one had to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case.
It was the only logical course of action given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to.
Ha ha ha.
Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you?
I don't know what you mean.
In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. Ongar, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court today.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal?
You're denying it?
It looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over.
All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime?
That isn't my problem. Whether she had tampered with the evidence or not, I have only one objective: to find Onguard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The end justifies the means. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Sure. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then Onguard will be found guilty.
And what does that have to do with me?
Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end.
That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. Dang, Francisca. Ugh.
But you had to know she was...
Ow! I think visiting hours here are about over. So if you'll excuse me.
What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off?
Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument.
Hi! Hi, Edward. Alright. Sorry about earlier. Sorry about that.
What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted. To go that far? Ah. She wouldn't testify about that till I said so. Listen, the courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural.
Yeah.
By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you. Witness, that card, give it to me. Hurry. Do you have any idea what you've stupidly, yet inadvertently done? Yes. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. That card. What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, this is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. Special
I'm
investigation
thirsty.
team has existed for a number of years. If you know it, I understand.
Thank you for the hydrate. What's going on, Edgeworth?
Their task is to find the owner of this card. A man called Shelley the Killer.
The killer? Doesn't that sound familiar? Like maybe the name of the person who kidnapped Maya?
And just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin. The best at that. Assassin? So who is this Shelley the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins.
Long-standing?
The name first appeared about 100 years ago. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the killer name. So because his professional name is Shelley, he leaves cards with a shell on them. He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims.
Why would he do something like that?
I think it is a part of his duty to his clients. His duty? If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. You see, the killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience.
Ha! A moral conscience. Ha!
I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelley the Killer, huh? I noticed something surprising.
No.
You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I had no idea. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow.
But, really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to...
Stop trying to console me, Edward. I don't need your pity.
Mr. Nick?
There's no way you could find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right. Listen. You need to know something. Juan Carino was killed by Shelley the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is Matt Hongar, your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue our investigation, we'll need this.
What is it?
The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only. As we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelley the killer, if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter.
Letter of introduction. Received from Edgeworth. Allows bearer to freely investigate the crime scene.
In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again, if anything should happen. Now, you'll excuse me.
Thank you, Miles. Thank you. Oh, this is why Miles is the best. Yep, and Matt Onguard is the one that hired the killer.
I'm thirsty.
Oh boy, things are getting intense. Thank you for the hydrate.
Mr. Nick? Do you think Mr. Onguard hired an assassin?
No way! I mean, he doesn't have a psychlock.
Yeah, I guess not.
Maya. Please. All I ask is that you make it home. Safe and sound.
Just accept his help, Nick. I get you're desperate, but you don't need to lash out. Yeah, but I mean, I don't blame him really for lashing out either.
I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up. Like how Nick does with everything in court. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to go take a look around.
Alright. We're now seeing things from Maya's perspective for a little bit.
What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way, I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here.
Alright. Let's examine our surroundings.
That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Aw, how cute! But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something.
Very smart, Maya.
There's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table.
The business prison is very business today. Indeed, indeed.
It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, it looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste."
Remember that, chat. Remember that.
I bet this could be a clue. Oh, hey! It's a computer! I've never really used one before. I have no idea where the power switch on this thing is. Drat! There goes my plans to use this somehow to get out of here.
Alright.
What's this? What is this thing? An antenna, I guess? And this is a VCR? There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. But what is an antenna doing here? Wow! I've never seen a TV this big before. Now where's the power button? Hooey, it's busted. I would so die a Happy Samurai fan if I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. Ah! I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered.
Oh, poor Maya.
It's so dark in here that I can barely see, but these kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. Just what kind of room is this? Locked. Of course. It doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I I was a little skinnier.
Axel, please. The name's Lee. Got it memorized?
Thank you for the Lee line. Oh my gosh. Welcome in, Aiden.
If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through here.
Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. It seems that you or Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you.
He is?
For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you.
Ways? You mean?
Dead men tell no tales, is how the saying goes, correct?
Dad!
I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin.
No way. You're lying. I mean, an assassin?
People are not always who they appear to be.
Nick! Mr. Nick?
Oh, yes, Pearls? Got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation.
Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know.
I guess for now, I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Ongard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too.
Okay.
Hey, Mango! Mango! Welcome in! How are we doing today, Mango? Wow. You scared me for a sec. I thought one of my alerts had gone off. Oh my goodness. You got me with that one, Mango. You got me. That was loud. It was a little loud. And suddenly, Nick's spine got a chill. Indeed. But worth it. Yeah. Yes. Alright. Let's see. Now that we have... If I remember correctly, they're still in for questioning. But we should be able to still talk to him, I believe.
I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for the day.
Objection!
I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah. There's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt Ongard. Ah, here you are.
What did he write? Is it something really important?
I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. And Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So actually, I have a favor to ask you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put in a whole lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little way down from the hotel, alright?
This is terrible! Let's hurry! We have to feed his cat! I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. What?
Time to go feed a cat, guys!
Yeah, I guess.
Matt's note. Please feed my cat Shu. My house is just a little ways down from the hotel.
Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on his cat.
Alright. Let's see. Hotel. Go to the hotel. Okay, so we just help a cat out. Well, the tension is gone somewhat. Yeah.
Alrighty now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mr. Maya's sake.
Oh boy. You shall not pass!
Ah! Miss Oldbag.
Gosh darn it, old bag. Don't devalue my name, you turn it into a gasp, you spiky-headed pedophile! Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again. Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, as he promised. What I really wanted was something much more valuable. Oh no, please no, please no, please no, please no. Ah! Ah!
Miss Oldbag!
Keep your hands off me! This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out.
Why do you keep putting it on?
Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by.
I'm not hearing this.
Yeah, we're not hearing this. We're gonna go feed a cat. We're gonna go feed a cat instead. Goodbye, old bag.
Sure is dark.
I'll go turn on the light.
Whoa.
Wow. So this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shoo, the kitty cat. Shoo! So I guess this is Shoo.
Aww. Pearly's theme.
Aw, Pearly's theme is so cute. Aw, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo.
The cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me.
Ah!
You. May I help you with something, Mr. Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Onguard's lawyer. The master's... Then you must be Mr. Right.
Ah! Gosh darn it.
Yes. Ah, it is a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you.
Alright, guess we better talk to Mr. John Doe.
You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Onguard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the affairs of the master or his affairs. How typically butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of himself and his affairs. No, I would have thought Mr. Onguard the kind of a maid over a butler. That's a very cute cat you've got here. It is my duty to take care of it. The master rather fancies Shoo. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore.
Matt's notes crumpled into a ball and thrown away.
Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young, and yet already so accomplished. Master of law. There's also a lot to be proud of being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me.
And on that note, we shall call it here for today. Pretty sus, huh, chat? Pretty sus, huh, chat? I wonder who he is. I wonder who he could be. I wonder. Sus, vote him out. Pretty big sus. No, not like this. I still feel bad. I messed up the Edgeworth voice earlier. I still feel so bad about that. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I did that. Oh. Ah. I mean, that wouldn't be the first time it's happened, but still. That was...
Once there are sufficient records in the databank, the flow of individuals will link together seemingly independent events.
Thank you for the Don Hung line. Yes. Oh my goodness gracious. That voice will sound in my head every time I see him now, no matter what. Gosh darn it. You hanging in there, chat? So many plot bombs dropped, we may be in the battlefield soon. You know, you may not be that far off there, Megarock. You messed up what? I gave Edgeworth a wrong voice. It was an accident. Alrighty though. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Let's go ahead and find somebody to raid before we head off today. Let's see. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da. Let's see. Ah! Gosh dang it. Wah. Mia is live. Let's see. Oh yeah! Stara is live too. Stara gave us a raid before. Let's see what she's up to. Hopefully we can catch her, because she's still streaming right now. Let me see if I can catch her if she's not ending stream. Oh, she's still there. Yeah. Let's give Stara 2 a raid. Stara gave us a raid beforehand, and I haven't been able to catch her streaming to give her a raid back. So, let's go ahead and raid Stara 2, shall we? Alrighty. Since we... Alright, words. If you're headed over to the raid, which you should come over for the raid to give some support, please type Shadeslay Raid in the chat with any emotes that you would desire. We do have a follower message that you can use. You can copy it and use it, or you can use your own message of your own creation. If you're headed over, also be sure to follow their rules as you would mine. And once again, as always, have fun! Alrighty. Tomorrow there will be no stream because I do not stream on Wednesdays. However, we will be back on Thursday for more Professor Layton. So I hope that y'all will come around for that. Because I think we're about to finish. We will be about to finish Professor Layton in the Unwound Future this week. So I hope y'all will be excited for it. And all I'm gonna say is, grab some tissues. Alrighty. Thank you so much for coming, everybody, and I will see you all on Thursday. Bye! Stay sharp, Shade Slayers!